Hi everyone! In this tutorial I will show you how to install a TestLink, a test case management tool on your local using virtual machine. And if you are watching this video, you might have already tried to install TestLink on your own, but maybe face some issues with the installation. So when I first saw TestLink, I thought it would be really easy to install it like any other application, just download, follow the steps in the wizard, and we're good to go. But then I realized that TestLink is a web application and it needs at least a server, and the server needs to meet some system requirements. It needs to have at least web server, PHP, and MySQL. And I highly recommend everyone to read README file first when you're trying to install something new. So this is the official documentation from the TestLink, and I will leave a link to this repository in the info box below this video. So I'd like to make this process more clear and show you why do we need ansible-playbook here. I will try to do my best and draw it. So for this tutorial we need a directory projects, and here we will have two directories: TestLink directory and Ansible TestLink directory. So here will be our server, and we will use a Vagrant image for this server, and our server will be running on CentOS 8. It will also have PHP component version 7.14. It will also have MySQL component version, if I'm not mistaken, 8.0.21, and Nginx, and the TestLink application itself. So why do we need ansible-playbook for that? Actually, to install TestLink application, you need to configure all these components first. You can do it manually if you know how to do that. So here I will provide you with the ansible-playbook that has a code that will help you to configure all these components automatically. So we'll get rid of this, and I will show you the roles that ansible-playbook has. So it has roles. So the roles are system. The system role will be provisioned in CentOS 8. PHP FPM role, that will be provisioned in this one. MySQL role will be provisioned in MySQL component, and Nginx will modify this component, and TestLink and company settings. These two roles will be provisioned in TestLink. So I will show you this repo, and as you can see, company settings, MySQL, and Nginx, PHP system, and the TestLink. So I will provide you, and I will post this link to the repo in the info box below this video. So after we are done with provisioning, this will be our step 1. The second step will be installing TestLink using web interface. Via web interface. And the third part will be, you know that TestLink has some issue with config.db, and we will need to fix this issue. Fix config db.link.php file, and after doing all these steps we'll be good to go, and you will be able to use TestLink and try it on your local machine before asking someone from the IT department to install it to the server. So let's do it. So I will be switching between my terminal and my README files tabs. And first thing you will need to do is to install VirtualBox and Vagrant on your local machine. If you are a Mac user and use Homebrew Package Manager, just run these two commands. You can copy it here and paste to your terminal, and that's how you can install these two tools. So for my local machine, I have VirtualBox and Vagrant already installed, and as you can see, I have already project directory created. So right now it's empty. The next step will be to make a directory TestLink and copy the patched Vagrant file to this directory. So why do we need this Vagrant file patched? Let's look into that file. And I think in the past this image caused me some issues and I modified it slightly. I added only one line. I disabled audio, and that's pretty much it for this file. So you can use it safely. So let's create a TestLink directory. And for the second directory, we don't need to create the directory. We need only to clone this GitHub repository. We go here, find a link, switch to our terminal and run git clone. So we clone it. Just let's look here what we have. So right now we have TestLink directory and Ansible TestLink. So the next part will be to copy Vagrant file to TestLink directory. So we go to Ansible, just use tabulation tab, and let's navigate to TestLink directory. So now we have the Vagrant file here. And to run this virtual machine, we need just to run Vagrant app command. This will create a virtual machine for us with CentOS 8. So let's wait for that. So by default, Vagrant machine uses port 2222 for SSH, and we'll talk about it later. Okay, this was created, and the next command will be Vagrant SSH. So that's how we SSH to our virtual machine. So we're here. We can print working directory, see what's there, and we're good to go. So the next step will be, let's see. So we need to use Ansible. First, we need to install it. So, but one step here is telling us to use Python 3 virtual environment. So if you are a Mac user, I think there will be no issue if you run or if you install Python 3 on your machine. But if you are a Linux user, I highly recommend to figure out how to create virtual environments so you won't mess up with your system Python. So I highly recommend navigating to this website. It's not sponsored, but I used this tutorial just to figure out how I can install and run virtual environments with different Python versions. So the next step is to install Ansible. Just run this command, brew install Ansible. I already have Ansible installed on my machine, and let's see what's next. So when you clone this repo to your machine, you can open it in the text editor. I use Sublime Text, and here we have these roles that I already showed you and variables. So the part with the variables is that you need to change and to set MySQL password. Let's make it root for just don't use root password, but for learning purposes I will use it in this video. And here you can also change this line to your company name, for example, like Cat and Co, for example, and also make changes to this line, save. And the next step will be going to hosts. So here you need to change this part. You need to change your project name, so it will be projects TestLink, and save. So as you can see, ansible-playbook will be connecting to the Vagrant machine using port 2222 on the local host. So what are the next steps? The next steps, we need to figure out if Ansible is ready, is good to go, and for that part we need to ping the host, and we can just copy this command and see if we have Pong in the response. So where we are, we need to switch it, get projects, navigate to Ansible, TestLink, and here run Ansible all and ping. Okay, so we have a Pong in response, so that means that our ansible-playbook is good to go and is ready for running. So as you can see here, I have two tabs open in my terminal. One is in the Ansible TestLink directory and the other one in the TestLink directory. Here I have a Vagrant machine up and running, and the next step will be to make some configuration changes to this machine. Remember, we need to install PHP, MySQL, Nginx, and TestLink itself on this machine. So this machine is just empty right now. It has only CentOS 8, and we need to install all these components first. For that, we are going to use ansible-playbook, and we need to copy this command and run in our terminal. So the playbook is running and it makes the configuration changes to this Vagrant machine. Actually, you can see that the connection was closed. It was made because this command disable Linux was done, and then the machine was rebooted. So right now we are waiting for the system to come back online. While we are waiting, we can also SSH to this machine. This means that the machine is up and running, and here we can see that this task was executed successfully. So let's wait until this ansible-playbook finish its work. Ansible-playbook finished its work and everything looks fine. 0 fails, and let's switch to our machine. First we need to become root, sudo su, and we can navigate actually to the root directory, and we can navigate through other directories. Var, so see here we have a TestLink directory, and we can list all the files here. So the most important files in this directory are config.php, and that's, yeah, and I think these are the customizable configuration as well. So the next step will be, let's navigate to installation page. So as you can see, this site cannot be reached. So for this thing, we might need to do the port forwarding. Just copy this line, go to open a new tab. So paste this, do not run it right now, change this path to your projects directory. As you remember, our project directory is called projects, and my username is Galina Lazareva. So yep, right now we're in our Vagrant machine, but now we made a port forwarding. Let's try again this one. See, right now we are in the TestLink installation web page, and we are on the second stage of our installation. Let's make new installation, agree. So here we can see that everything looks good and we are okay. So we have MySQL installed, so we don't need Postgres. I think we don't need LD right now, and what else? We don't need MS SQL database as well. So MySQL is pretty much enough. So we can proceed further. Everything looks okay. Every checks passed. Continue. So okay, let's leave it as is. So database name TestLink, database admin login, let's make it root, and TestLink database login, let's make it TestLink, process TestLink setup. So everything looks good except this thing, and this is the issue that I was talking about when I showed you my drawings, that we need to fix this issue with config.db inc. So let's do it, and let's find this config.db inc PHP file. If we don't have one, we need to create this. So let's go and where we were, let's see, ls. So here we don't have any config.db file, so we need to create one. To create one, you need to be root, you need root privileges on this machine. When we executed sudo su, we already became root, so I don't need to redo this tab. So what do we need to do? Just touch this file. This will create this file, and we can also use some kind of editor. We can use vi editor, and here we will copy it and paste it here and save. I usually use Shift Z 2 times, and now we can see if we have this file. Yeah, we have this file. So the next step will be going to TestLink on the local host, and see here we have this issue, access denied for user TestLink at localhost. How we will fix that? So we go here, run once again editor, text editor, and just remove this TestLink. So see here we have empty password for the database TestLink. Let's try once again. We are good to go. That's pretty much it. So this is the TestLink application. The login is admin. The password is admin as well. Let's log in here. Please make sure that you change the password of MySQL database and for the admin user. For testing purposes, we just put test project, tst, check all this, and create. So from here we can start, and you can explore this application, how to create test plan management, how to create requirements, and create test cases. And the last thing about the TestLink application I would like to mention is that it definitely needs some time to get used to it. I personally use this YouTube link and videos and video tutorials to figure out how to set up test plans, test projects, requirements, and test cases. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and if you have any questions, please leave them below this video and I will answer them. Thank you. Bye.